complete control.
No shirt, no shoes, no dive.
Right. Learn it.
Steve, growing up in England, what part of England did you grow up in? What was going on at that time that made you decide that you wanted to be in a band?
Well, I grew up in London. I was born in London, and very poor family. And I saw it's the classic stereotypical thing. I saw music. I didn't see music. I saw at the time, looking back on it, being in a band as an outlet. I liked the idea of being in a band and being around that kind of scene. And when I'm saying that, I'm talking about like glam. That was the thing that was happening when I was like young, when I was like 14.
Some of those bands that you're thinking
Sweet, Slade, Gary Glitter, The Faces, Mott the Hoople. Endless. There's an endless list of glam bands who were good. David Bowie, Roxy Music. And I saw that and thought, I was actually in a proof school. I'd been sent there for stealing cars, and they used to let us watch Top of the Pops. And I'd be there on a Thursday night in a room with about 20 other blokes, watching Top of the Pops and Virginia Plain come on by Roxy Music. I'm like, that's what I want.
What was Sid like? So many kids that listen to the show, so many people that are listening to the show. I'm hanging out with Steve Jones, the Sex Pistols. Big question. What was Sid Vicious like? We see the posters. He's turned into that, almost that,
iconic.
Stuck in that icon of, my way. What was Sid like?
Well, he looked great. He looked the part, and I actually saw Sid once walking down King's Road, way before the Pistols, and thought, wow, that guy looks cool. You know what I mean? You ever see guys like that when you see him and you say, wow, that guy, and you kind of stare at him. And then that was the last I saw of him for ages. And then he used to come to the gigs, and he was Rotten's mate, and he looked great. He got slung in the deep end, and God bless him. He dealt with it the best he could, He wasn't being true to himself. But, there again, we're like 20 years old at this point.
Yeah.
And, all this, Pistols already had a name, and, he joined this band. He couldn't play. He was talented, though, Sid. Sid would have been good. You know what I mean? If he would have been playing, he would have been a great frontman, Sid. He could sing, and he had a lot of stage presence. He was a great guy, Sid.